All right, we are live. Welcome everybody to
Yes,
our, what is it?
welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, because we didn't do our Friday live for a couple weeks, with the holidays and everything. So now we're back to business.
It's not like we're Larry King, like anybody noticed. I don't think we're Arthur Conkright or Barbara Walters, but that's what I'm saying. Welcome to our
I
live.
well, I'm sure we have people that missed us on our
Yeah.
Friday lives. They're always so much fun.
Okay. So, uh, what we got going on this Friday here? It's Aloha Friday. Happy Aloha Friday to everybody. I'm sure it's a beautiful day wherever you're at if you're in Hawaii. And I know if you're not in Hawaii, you wish you were here and we want you to come visit, but make sure and take your COVID test. Okay. Like, where you come in? We
Okay,
got
and you know what, Attilio, your sound, it's you got to fix that.
to.
Yes, and so this Friday we have our friend Margaret Wong, and she is from the Copeland Insurance Group. So Margaret was introduced to us through one of our good clients, Eileen Tokita, and so Margaret has been helping Eileen for, I don't know, at least 10
10
years.
years, yes.
At least 10 years. And Eileen was just a raving fan of Margaret and all of the services that she provides. So I'm going to put this banner here in the bottom with the CopelandInsuranceGroup.com. So Margaret has a bit of a niche market with our seniors
Yes.
that I didn't realize how much of a need that this really is.
Yes.
So Margaret, could you share with our viewers a little bit about how you're helping our seniors?
Well, the Copeland Insurance Group has 20 locations across the country. I've been their sales and marketing director since 2000. And what we do is we help take the confusion out of Medicare, because Medicare is something that everybody knows about, but it can be very confusing. So what we try to do is take the confusion out. We try to customize the planning based on the person's individual needs and medications, because that will really determine which plan they belong to. And as a national field marketing organization, what we try to do is offer over 20 different plans available every single year so that we can customize it for them. So we specialize in seniors over 65, veterans, the disabled, and those that qualify for extra help due to their low income status. And we love to have them call our office. We're open Monday through Friday from 8 to 4, and we help people, again, take the confusion out of Medicare.
Now, well, I guess one of the basic questions I want to start off, what's the difference between Medicare and Medicaid?
Medicare is for people that are over 65 that worked 40 quarters or 10 years throughout their lifetime, so they qualify for Medicare. Medicaid is for those that are low income. So you're
Gotcha.
making less than, say, $20,000 a year, then you qualify for extra help or Medicaid. And so different needs, most of our seniors, either Medicare or Medicaid, we can help them. And there are special plans for each of those groups of people.
Now, Margaret, how many are currently being offered just here in Hawaii? How many different plans are there to choose from?
Well, in the Medicare Advantage side, which is Medicare Part C, which includes your Part A hospital, your Part B doctor's visit, and your outpatient services, and your Part D drug coverage. And there's over 21 different plans in 2021. So it can be very confusing to go through each of those plans. And then, of course, then you have Medicare Supplement, where for those that want guarantees, original Medicare will pay first, and then the supplement will pay all or part of what Medicare doesn't cover. So those are plans that can be very comprehensive. And then on top of that, however, you do have to pay for a separate drug plan.
So how do you tell us about your process? Someone calls you at this 591-4877 and says, hey, I'm 65 and I need help. What does that process look like?
Well, we thank them for calling because we appreciate everyone that takes the time to call us. And then we ask them if they'd be willing to give us a list of their doctors and medications. And again, medications are considered personal health information, but usually if they're willing to disclose that to us, it will allow us to narrow down the plans that will cover their specific medications and specific doctors, because we don't just sell them a plan, because everything is customized to their needs. And then every year we go through an annual review, because these plans will change every year, and we want to make sure that they're in the right plan each year. So we'll do all of this at no cost and no obligation whatsoever. So we encourage people that have questions about Medicare to give us a call. And once they're our clients, we will be there just a phone call away.
Clients for life. That's what we believe too. Clients for life. So,
Exactly.
Margaret, a little bit, we backing up a little bit. No, not backing up. We'll call it a segue. No backing up. We only go forward.
Yes.
My Kamehameha Schools, our motto is Imua, always moving forward.
Yes.
So, Margaret, tell us a little bit about you. Are you from Hawaii originally? What's your story? A little bit.
Well, I was born in Hong Kong. My family came over in 1960, so this is home.
Oh,
I
you're
get
local.
lost. Yes, as local as they come. I went to school here and love it here. I love going to the mainland to visit, but I get lost easily. Here in the
Yes.
islands, we can just keep driving, we'll end up where we are. So I love it here in the islands.
Oh, we got to ask the question. What's the question, Adrian? The local question?
Oh, what high school did you graduate from?
Hawaii Baptist Academy.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
And then the getting to know you a little bit. Here's what we do know. People like to do business with people that they like, know, and trust. So we're just trying to help with the like part and the know, and to get to know you. And then we are very confident as they do business with you, they'll definitely end up trusting you. Second question. A lot of times just for people to get to know you, but we have parents or college kids who are trying to figure out, where am I going to go with my career? What made you go into the insurance field?
Well, I was in travel for over 20 years, and I wanted something different. And benefits like health insurance is something that we all need. And that's where I started with, under the group health insurance. And in 2006, when the drug coverage was launched by President Bush, I decided, hey, I'm already in the medical and the insurance business. This will be a natural segue, because my clients are getting older. We can't stop that clock, unfortunately.
That reminds me of my grandfather. He came to me one time. His name was Attilio also. He said, Attilio, I got one piece of advice for you. And I go, what, Grandpa? He goes, don't get old.
My grandfather also gave me that same advice.
He said, don't get old, but
whatever
it's
you
inevitable.
do, don't get old.
Whatever you do, don't get old. So again, people can give you a call. A lot of times, do you have like maybe the children of your clients, like encouraging them, or maybe helping with the research?
Absolutely. We do a lot of educational seminars to businesses, because we feel that, we do these educational seminar, and we tell the employer, don't just narrow it down to those that are over 65, because the kids that are under 65 are the people that their parents and grandparents are calling and say, what do we do with all this? We're confused. So we want to provide that information to tell them that there are resources such as ours that will give objective information based on the specific needs of their clients, their family members, and that we're available throughout the year, because we are not one of those that you sign them up and we disappear. We have an office right in town on South Ruritania Street, easily accessible, and lots of free parking. So encourage people to come to our office. Now with COVID, we do a lot of online. We do a lot of remote and telephonic enrollment, just to do whatever is safe. Our offices is staffed with desk shields, face shields, and masks, so that we want to make sure that our seniors, which I'm one of them, are going to be there to be keeping them safe and providing good information.
Well, I can speak for being one of those children, because my dad is approaching 70 and my mom is 65, or turning 65 here in February. And they're both in Florida. And Margaret was super helpful to help to create a connection for the local expert in their area.
Exactly.
That can help to navigate through like these massive amounts of plans and options that really, they just sounds very overwhelming.
Yes. Yeah. And we want to do what's best for the member, not just, we don't try to direct them to any one carrier or plan because everybody's needs and budgets are different. So we want to customize it, make it easy to understand. If they prefer face-to-face, we're available. But if they're not comfortable face-to-face, we can do it on the phone, on the internet, or whatever is comfortable for them.
Well, and I think too, like for the, there's a high probability that the person, your client is maybe not necessarily seeing this streaming live on Facebook or YouTube, and it could be because we know that there's being more of a shift towards technology, especially with COVID, right? It's like people that
Exactly.
you didn't think were into the up to speed on the technology are now having to, because if I want to not ever see, if I want to see my grandchild, I might have to get on the iPad and do a Zoom.
Mhm.
So it's good to see that you're open to that. Um, the so more for the kids, what would be the questions, or how would you advise the children to start the conversation with their parents or grandparents to book this meeting with you? What would you suggest how the kids should approach it?
Well, if their family are turning 65, like yours,
Yep.
Adrian, then we just let people know that about 2 or 3 months before their actual date of birth to give us a call, and we'll help them through the process of applying for Part B. We do the research process during that time so that when their actual birthday comes about, there's a smooth transition instead of kind of calling us, especially if they're still working, because here in Hawaii, people are working to their 70s, 80s. And so we want to make sure that they know when they're ready, they can call us. We will never bother them because we will never reach out to them without their permission. So even though we're accessible, they can call us and we'll call them right back within 24 hours.
That's that communication. I think that's crucial. And
Exactly.
especially that it's, a phone call. And
Exactly.
you're right here, you're right downtown, and you can meet either face to face or via Zoom or phone, whatever's most comfortable for the client.
I actually have gone to a client's house. I sit in the car, they sit on the porch, and we talk and we, go and because some people want to see face to face, they kind of
Mhm.
want that personal touch. And that's what we try to do is customize and that personal one-on-one. And we have agents on all islands and speaking
Oh,
multi-language. So that's really helpful because again, we're in Hawaii and we have a lot of
yes.
different nationalities and we want each of them to be comfortable in the language that they speak.
I think that's really important.
Yes.
Tilio, you're on mute if you're talking. We can't hear you.
What we love about Margaret is she'll do drive-bys
Yes.
So, Margaret, how many different languages does your group cover?
or have
Well,
access to.
we have access to Chinese, Mandarin, and Cantonese. We
Yeah,
have Ilocano, Tagalog. We have people that speak Korean. And so, again, we have the languages that are needed. And so we try to, and if we don't, we have translation available right on the phone.
yeah,
So again, we want to be there for the member, and if we're unable to do so, we'll get a translator on the phone.
yeah. I seen Margaret. I was over there on the sidewalk, and she was going pigeon. The client was inside the house. She's like, "Hey, when you turning 65?" And the client was like, "The kind." And then she had to translate when she turning 65. So even pigeon. But I think the bottom line is that you came to us. This is how good connections are made, is because you come
Definitely.
to Margaret from somebody that we know, like, and trust, which is Eileen Tokita. So
Yes.
hello, Eileen, in case you're watching. But she's
Or Eileen's son, Jason. So Jason was
Jason.
actually how we got introduced to his mom, Eileen.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
And then, yeah,
That's
And
how
Eileen.
then
Hawaii works.
originally who introduced us to Jason was Kevin Bacon.
Actually, it was
No.
Brian Tucker. I think Brian Tucker introduced us to Jason Tokita
Yeah.
like over a decade ago. So
Yeah.
we've known Jason and his family for a long
Yeah.
time, probably almost as long as you, Margaret. So
Yeah.
yeah, Eileen does speak very highly. So speaking of, Ohana that we've helped, is there any maybe a success story or something that you could share with our viewers about someone that you recently were able to make a huge difference?
Well, one of my longtime clients that unfortunately has passed was 104. I met him in their 70s, he and his lovely wife. Actually, they're realtors. And they've been longtime clients because they were on the group medical plan, paying a lot of money because they're on the group plan. And when I introduced them to the concept of Medicare, they were really surprised at how versatile Medicare can be. And that's what we want to convey that message is to let people understand that Medicare can customize the need if you're low income, if you want to pay no or very low income premiums, there are plans for that. But for successful people, I've done retirements for CEOs of banks and attorney firms, CPA firms, because again, we want to again create partners like yourself that you have great clients that you have to let them know that Medicare can be a solution and there are a lot of different options that they can choose from. And that's why we start with what their needs are based on their doctors, because not all doctors participate with all plans and not all medications are covered by all plans. So with those two very important information on hand, we always do the research, send it to the member in writing. So before they actually sign up, they know what the costs are going to be and there are no surprises. If there's some issues that happen after the enrollment,
Yeah.
they call us and we're there for them.
So Margaret, with this client of yours who's recently passed, the realtor that lived to 104,
Yes,
how
I'm
much
still working.
how much money were you able to save him and his family because of your?
Several $100s a month because group medical now is based on age. As we
Mhm.
all know, when you get older, it becomes very expensive. And because he was self
Yeah.
employed, it was very expensive. It was paying back then over 10 years ago, it was over $800 or $900 a month. So
Mm.
we converted them to a Medicare Supplement Plan F that covered all his services doctors, hospitals, lab, surgeries, nursing home up to 100 days, anywhere in the US. So he would love to go to the Mayo Clinic on the mainland.
Mhm.
And when he comes out of the hospital or nursing home, I mean, rehab, absolutely no copayment. And that's the type
Yeah.
of
Wow.
plans that are available for those that want them and can
Mhm.
afford them. But for those that are low income, there are plans that are zero premium, no co-payments for anything, and we help people apply for that to see whether they qualify or not.
That's
Now the
amazing.
now the I think we've covered quite a bit, and it's some good information. But we always realize it's better to be the source of the source. So we're going to encourage people to
Thank
call the
you.
number and talk to Margaret. Here, there's the number. We put it even bigger
Thank you.
format for
I think
my old man eyes.
I think we should also encourage business owners or company owners that do have employees or even like
Yes.
the 1099 people that to have Margaret come out, either do a Zoom or a presentation, like depending on the timing, and just educate, because this is a huge benefit that, I mean, it didn't come across my radar until Eileen
Yeah.
was just, sharing how much stress that Margaret and her group has been able to take away from her. Like, she just does not worry about her medical situation
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Margaret's got it covered. So
Yes.
Well, the you're the Medicare whisperer, and
Thank you.
well, the length of these, we're duplicating a very popular format called TED Talks, and they're about 20 minutes. So we got about a minute left on these. Again, just kind of recapping it. If you're an place of employment and you want to help bring some value to your employees, you
Yes.
can do a Zoom presentation with their group, or come in and do one face to face with their group. If anybody wants any free consultation, they can call you, do it over the phone. She'll even do a drive-by. She'll be like, "How old are you?" "I'm 65." "What kind of dog?" Oh, so
you can go to the website also.
Yes.
Yep, which I put across the banner there on the bottom.
Great.
And then Attilio still has
email
no
the
sound. I
number.
don't know what happened to him. He's
Email.
wrapping it up and he's disappeared. So yeah, so Margaret, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you
us
for the
today.
opportunity.
Yeah, and again, any of our viewers, if they have any questions for the Hawaii, there's the number. And then even on the mainland, Margaret has been so gracious to create connections for anywhere. Like she can find the Margaret of Florida or the Margaret of Maryland or wherever you're at.
Exactly. Exactly.
Margaret, to make that connection.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Margaret.
Thank you for the opportunity. Happy New Year.